Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. In the last episode, we explored what was actually a grand total of 2 areas, that being fire down below and a cunning disguise, both of which for some reason like to lag a lot. But now we can finally grant ourselves access to the generator that's just kind of stuck outside here in an awkward location. And destroy it! What? There we go. Now something odd that'll happen, I don't really know why, when you try to pick up these coins sometimes by swinging your cane is, well, I've just seen it. That. I don't know why, but apparently you can hit your cane on that. I don't know what the point of that is, but whatever.
Astonishing! All my calculations led me to believe you had failed to knock out that generator.
Never was good at math.
Well, here's a real test for you. I found a way up to Raleigh's hideout, but unfortunately, it is doomed to failure.
You're not gonna tell me I have to shoot myself out of that cannon.
I'm afraid that's the only way.
Now you're talking.
You're really scaring me, man. Anyway, to get inside that thing, you had to steal all 7 of Raleigh's treasure keys.
So what are we waiting for? You show me those hollow what's-its?
You mean my holographic markers?
Yeah. And I'll swipe whatever it takes to get shot out of that cannon and steal back my family's Thievius Raccoonus.
Whatever you say. Now then, we have more keys to collect to activate this thing. Actually, I do have an idea. No, I don't know. My guess was that I was hitting, my cane on a portion of the thing that was locked, and that was when my cane was bouncing off. Your cane bounces off of locks, just kind of show that it's something you shouldn't be hitting. But I don't know if that's actually the case or not. Whatever, I guess. Now then, we have only 2 more places to go from here, actually. Not since we've already completed everything in the first area. Yay. First area I'll go to, I suppose, will be this. There's lots of water to be seen in... What? That's not a recital. Lots of water to be seen in these 2 levels around here on this side. This one would be the gunboat graveyard. Another small, short level, but not a bad one. Kind of annoying, actually, with some certain segments, but not too bad overall, I don't think. Has words. Gun rats. There we go. I can hardly understand a word that guy says over the intercom, which makes me kind of sad. I only understand the latter part where he says, mentions I think was flogging. Darn it! I hate these guys. I don't know why I find it so easy to get hit by them, though. Anyways, you'll notice we still only have 20 secrets to be collected in this area. That's very indicative of its shortness already. What are you doing? Camera! Why are you doing this to me? No. But the thing is, if you mess up your platforming here, it's a little bit less forgiving than it might be in certain other areas. And you'll notice those 2 clues on that wing right there. You can ignore that for now. So, get rid of the siren, not set it off. And, ta-da, we can pick these up now without setting anything off. you can also see the key, which I didn't realize actually appears as gold on your Binoccucom. Hey, actually, I remember the name of it this time. I've fallen off on that one wing so many times. I don't know why. Now you also have this place to sit on and slide up against, with eyeballs looking at you and floating for some reason. I honestly don't know why. I don't know why there are like certain living things in this area of the game actually. Yeah, they're just kind of there, like living signs. Signs that you break and then see like exposed like blood and bone on. It's kind of weird. Whoa. Of course it's kind of annoying if you miss with the mid-air dive attack. But if you can hit with it, it's kind of fun. I guess. Actually, instead of the dive attack, you're almost practical unlock abilities in the game that I've gone so far. The roll is also nice, but it's really only useful for the Master Thief sprints. You basically require it if you're going to do the Master Thief sprints, but otherwise, nothing much special. And it gets caught on lots of things in a really annoying way. The smallest bumps kind of prevent it from being useful. All the abilities in this game that you get from collecting pages of the Thievius Raccoonus are really just kind of cool and nice to have. But the thing is, you don't actually require any of them, and because of that, you never really use any of them to that much of an extent. Something I think would have been kind of nice would be if you actually were required to have certain, you can hit those guys in the air, by the way, for when they're attacking you. It's kind of funny. But I think it would be kind of nice if this game actually required you to have certain abilities to collect bottles to get other abilities. How's that thing just sitting there on fire forever? That would add at least a little bit more usefulness to the abilities you can pick up and make it feel a bit more good. That's not a 7. Thank you, Sly.
Oh, you're lucky, Sly. This page features Karen Cooper-Giwa's coin magnet technique. All she had to do was stand near money, and it would magically jump into her purse. From now on, you'll automatically collect any coins you come near.
That is pretty nice to have, I guess. I haven't really seen a side-by-side comparison of your coin collecting range before and after getting that upgrade. So I can't really say how much it actually helps. It's cool to have, I guess. I don't know what would happen if you managed to die after collecting a key like that. Huh. If you actually manage to break open the case and then die afterwards, but as a result of using the dive attack. I wonder if that's possible. Anyways. So that was pretty quick, actually. For the fun of it, I guess I can pick up... Whoops. As I was going to say, for the fun of it, I guess I could pick up this life up here. There are actually 3 lives to be found in the overworld of this episode. And they're all really easy to get. So if you want to grind for lives for some reason or another, I guess this is the place to do it. There's also a horseshoe you can find earlier on in one of the windows in the first part of this area. Yay, battle music, I guess. The battle music in this game, I have an odd criticism for it. It seems almost like overly dramatic and interesting. Because the fights in this game are just kind of running up to something and hitting it. Oh well, though. Time for a unique, kind of weird minigame that I'm not too fond of, but oh well. It's interesting at least.
You found it, Sly! This is where Raleigh's gang of crabs stashes his sunken treasure. Use your sub to blast them. The left analog stick controls the sub. Give it a try.
It's kind of interesting. This controls exactly the same way the mechs do in Nicktoons Attack of the Toybots, which I did just finish, so it's kind of on to be doing this sort of gameplay again, especially after saying I specifically didn't like those sections in Attack of the Toybots. But oh well.
Do not let a crab take one into a tube.
And that's the thing I don't like about this part. You need to do it perfectly. Which means you actually need a little bit of luck too. But basically you pick up the treasure chest by just shooting them a bunch until they kind of explode. Because that's apparently how you collect things. Needing 40 treasure chests doesn't really make sense to me much either, but whatever. This entire mission seems pretty nonsensical to me. But oh well. Kill a crab whenever you get the chance, just so that crab doesn't risk killing your problem later. But otherwise, just make chests your priority, I guess. It does make a unique sound whenever a crab picks up a chest, which is kind of helpful, because if you weren't keeping your eye on something and a crab picks something up, you can actually be notified. But basically, just try to make sure that there's never a crab anywhere near a chest in the first place. Even if that does mean having to leave alone another chest. What? Oh, come on, you picked that up? I thought I hit him. Let's try again. Now, if you hit a crab as they're taking it into their tube, what'll end up happening instead of them dropping the chest is they'll actually the chest will just up and disappear, which would be kind of weird. But the chest will then just respawn somewhere else, closer to the center, which is nice, actually. So you're not just kind of stuck with the possibility of a crab appearing and then immediately grabbing the chest and bringing it back into their tube. So this game has some semblance of fairness to it, I guess. It's not too bad once you have the hang of it, and you've done it at least once before. That being completing it. And of course I have completed it. I actually completed this mini game twice, but I'm not a fan of it regardless. I do think it goes on a little bit longer than it needs to. And it does get pretty hard for the last 5 or so chests. That's when the luck aspect kicks in the most, I think, which actually bothers me a lot, because having the end be luck based is a very bad thing, I would say, as compared to having other parts be luck based. What? Oh, come on, I hit him! You could hear it, his flesh crunching. Well, it'd be nice if I didn't get stuck on that thing. Complex collisions. I guess you guys won't believe it when I said that I actually completed this on my first try the second time. I also took like 6 tries the first time, so... Still, though. And then there are the times where the chests literally land on top of the crabs. If it lands on top of a crab that's already holding a chest, the chest will just kind of bounce in a really awkward way. Basically, whenever you're redirecting your fire to somewhere else, like to another... Go away. Like to another chest you're trying to hit, see if you can, in the process, hit a crab. It's all about efficiency. And a little bit of luck, but... Well, actually efficiency. I find it kind of frustrating to actually hit these chests sometimes and actually get them to disappear, which is also kind of weird to me. The collisions don't seem to make much sense. But yeah, I have to deal with it. Try not to leave a chest just sitting out in the open if you can. I mean, part of this is getting rid of the crabs before they can get the chest, but another part is getting rid of the chests before the crabs can get to them. Oh, come on. See, and then that chest just respawned because I just killed the crab right when it was inside the tube. Yeah, if you ever get to this point where you're just kind of like barely managing to get anything not stolen, you're basically lost already, actually. You need to not fall behind to complete this minigame. Because if you start getting overwhelmed at one point, you're just gonna get overwhelmed entirely. Of course, you can have a little bit of luck like I just did, where basically all of the chests appear in one area. So you can actually easily guard them all. The reason I say you need luck is because you need the chests not to all appear in different places. And if you want to, you can take mercy on the crabs afterwards and just not kill them. If that's your kind of thing. Now that we have that done, we have all the keys here that we need. And that means being able to, for one, collect more lives. That means being able to head on over to the exciting conclusion of this episode. Both this episode of the playthrough and this episode in-game. Wait a minute. How does the generator for the storm generator happen to be on the island? Because the storm generator is on the... What? I just now realized that. How does that work? The big machine into the machine level.
Oh, delightful. We have a guest. The only thing is, I hate unexpected guests.
Listen, Raleigh, wipe up my family and steal what's mine, you better expect company.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry. How sloppy of me not to finish the job. Obviously, we should have snuffed you out as well. So, without further ado, let me make amends by what? Bloating to gargantuan size and squashing you like the insignificant bug that you are.
Bring it on.
Odd premise for a boss, but sure. I also don't know why eating a single fly does this. It's also as if he has some allergic reaction to flies, but whatever. By the way, it is very nice to have a horseshoe in this fight. You can only get one by bringing it into the level from somewhere else. Yeah! I never actually managed to do that, hitting him while he was trying to jump away. It's very entertaining. Anyway, so he'll bounce 4 or 5 times. It seems to vary sometimes, depending on whether or not he's always jumping into a different platform. But each hit will actually be different. Now, we will have the platforms be destroyed when he jumps on them. Not be destroyed, but they'll fall, I guess. And just him, and we'll be done with him. Now the exciting part. This part is why it's nice to actually have a horseshoe, because it's pretty easy to get hit by this last attack. But if you don't get hit.
You've beaten me. Well, gloat all you want, Sly Cooper. You're no match for Mugshot, my villainous cohort in Utah. You'll see. Mesa City is so well guarded, a snake couldn't slither in without setting off alarms.
First time I played that level, what
Raleigh's
happened
section
was
of the
actually...
Thievius Raccoonus held detailed instructions on how to perform my ancestor Ryoichi Cooper's ninja spire jump. A technique he developed while sneaking into the thickly fortified castles of feudal Japan. Finding a way off Raleigh's boat got a little tricky with the untimely arrival of Inspector Fox, who, failing to find me, busted Raleigh and his crew. With the storm machine out of commission, boats found their way back onto the ocean, and the mystery of the Welsh Triangle faded from memory. My gang and I loafed around England for a while, enjoying the pleasant weather, and then headed back home, excited for our next heist.
I took the liberty of pinning your mission map up on the wall. You can use it to warp directly to any levels you've already visited.
Last time or actually the first time I beat that boss, I don't know why, but in the cutscene afterwards, when he's talking to you and moaning about lots of things, for some reason he was up against a wall and facing the wall, and the camera was looking at his back. It was really weird and really funny. I had hoped that it was just a glitch that happened because I had the widescreen hack on, and that would mean I would be able to reproduce it here. But apparently not. Hello. I may not interact with Murray. Anyways, so with that, I suppose this will be it for this episode of Let's Play Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. That's a blinking skull, isn't it? Why is that blinking? This is very interesting inside of a van, isn't it? Anyways, I'll see you guys next time when we head on off to Utah! Something a little bit less exciting than the Welsh Triangle, I'm sure, but it'll be interesting nonetheless. Actually, the game does get better from here on out, I would say, from what I've played of it, so I say it's something to be looking forward to. See you guys. Dance us out, Murray.